Hello everyone, welcome to your stretch flow practice. We are using the principles of Pilates, a little bit of yoga, mobility work, breath work to move through our workout, and hopefully you will leave the practice feeling much more open in the hips, the shoulders, and a lot more relaxed and grounded in your bodies. So with that being said, let's hop right into our practice. We're going to begin in tabletop, so let's head to the hands and knees, making sure everything is stacked and in alignment. Let's start to press the mat away, and then we're going to round through the spine, tucking chin to throat, tucking tailbone under, pulling shoulder blades apart. Take an inhale, hold. Exhale, drop the belly, widening sits bones, continuing to press the mat away as you lift the chin. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, round through the spine. Checking in, how does the lower back feel? And then when we exhale and lift the chin, checking in, how does the front of the neck feel? What are the hips doing in each of these positions? Can you get a little deeper into these poses by using the breath to melt into the shapes? Try not to shift back as you move through your extension and flexion. Let's do one more each way. On those exhales, I want you to feel yourself becoming more present in the body as you let go of any outside noises or voices. Each time you notice that the mind has wandered, simply call it back to the body and breath without judgment, without any frustration. Coming to a neutral spine, so a nice flat back. You're going to stabilize the left hand, and you're going to open that right hand up into your twist. Gaze follows. Again, try not to shift back. We're just going to bring that hand back underneath the shoulder. Exhale, left arm opens. So we're just switching right to that opposite side. How does the shoulder feel compared to that first side? Inhale as you come through center, transfer the weight. Exhale, find that rotation and lift. Good. Each time we revisit positions and shapes in our practice, we're getting a little deeper into them. Our flexibility is increasing with every exhale here on our mat. Let's do one more with that right arm. Dropping the shoulder down and back, relaxing through the neck, and pressing into that right hand to get a little deeper. Inhale through center and use that exhale to finish up on your left side. Again, pressing into right hand so the chest lifts a little bit higher. Coming all the way back through center. From here, take a nice big inhale through the nose, round through your spine, finding your cat position. Holding that rounded shape, sink back into a child's pose, keeping your knees in parallel. Let's take an inhale here. Round the back still. Find your cat in tabletop. Exhale, you're going to drop the belly, lift the chin, widen sits bones, cow. Inhale, round back into your cat. Exhale. Sit back, child's pose, relaxing forehead towards the mat. Inhale, we shift forward, cat, keeping the shape of the spine. On that exhale is when we drop the belly, widen through the shoulders, lift the chin. Once that exhale is finished, which you should be moving nice and slowly through the breath in these shapes, you inhale to your cat. Exhale, we sit it back. Good, let's do 2 more rounds like this. Inhale, shift forward, looking between the legs and cat. Exhale, drop the belly. Lift your tailbone. Open through that heart center. Inhale, back to our cat. Breathe it in, exhale, sink it back. Releasing those hips a little closer to the heels each time, 1 more round. Inhale, press it forward. Allowing that breath to move you intuitively. Exhale, dropping that belly 1 inch closer into our cow. From here, We're gonna round through the spine, tuck our toes under, press back to a downward dog. Take a second here to pedal out the feet. Everything we're doing is intentional, slow, and controlled. So we're not just moving those heels as fast as we can up and down. When we drop that left heel, our attention's going to the back of that left leg and that ankle, checking in, how does it feel? Can we breathe away any tightness and tension? Switching to the right, our attention shifts. One more each way. Pressing the mat away with the palms, bringing the chest towards the thighs. Strong downward dog, and then both those heels will lower. From here, grounding into your right foot in your palms, we're gonna float the left foot up, square off our hips, three-leg dog. Take a second, toes are pointed up. Feel the power of the pose. We're gonna shift forward, press the mat away so you have space to step that left foot in between your hands. Right palm stays in the mat, back knee is lifted, left fingertips find our twist, like we did in child's pose, just getting a little deeper into it. And again, we're using the hand that's on the mat to help lift the body up. Hold and breathe into that right hip. Press that right heel back. 3, 2, and 1. You're gonna bring that hand to the outside of your foot, press the mat away, and then step that left leg right back to your three-leg dog, squaring off your hips. Take a moment here, find your breath. Same thing, we're gonna pass through a three-leg plank. You're gonna step that foot in between the hands, and this time our back knee is gonna lower and our toes are gonna untuck. We're gonna bring our left hand in front of that left foot, and then we're gonna lift the arm up. Our gaze is gonna follow the fingertips as we circle or windmill that arm all the way back. We can lift our right toe and tap fingers to toes if that feels okay. And then we're just gonna rainbow that arm forward again. Good, let's do that 2 more times. Press away with the right hand, we lift up. Gaze follows, nice stretch for the neck. We bend that knee, tap fingers and toes. Straighten as we unravel, 1 more time like this. Dropping into the hips. Find your breath. Good, the next time that hand is on the outside of the foot, you're gonna tuck your back toes under, lift the knee, press back, three-leg dog. Take a moment, relax through the face and breathe. All right, we are adding on, final thing on this leg, press the mat away, step the foot between the hands. We're gonna keep the chest down and just find our balance in that front heel. Nice and slowly, we're gonna lift ourselves up to our runner's lunge or that high lunge. Arms are facing forward, fingers facing up, hips square. Take a second, find your prayer, palms come together, and then nice and slow, we're gonna bend into that left knee and hook our right elbow to the outside of that thigh, finding this twist. Use your palms and stay lifted up off that thigh. Good, we're looking over our left shoulder. Breathe into the power of this pose. 1 more moment. And then we're gonna unravel, reach the arms up, woo! Pivot that back foot, find your warrior 2, and then you're gonna reverse it. So legs stay the way they are, left arm reaches back, right hand slides down the back of that thigh. Amazing, nice side body release. Then we're gonna cartwheel our hands, pivot that back foot, lift your left foot off the mat, find your pigeon pose. So left knee comes towards that left wrist. I like to stay nice and tall first to square everything off. And then the next time you find a full body sigh out the mouth, you're gonna start to melt yourself into that seated pigeon. I like to stack my palms and rest the forehead on the mat or the palms. You could use a prop here like blocks or a blanket. or make a modification if pigeon doesn't feel good for you today. We're going to hold here for another few rounds of breath. Let the heart rate come down, melting into this pose as you release any tension in the shoulders, the hips, the face. One more moment here. When that feels like enough, we'll start to walk the hands up. And there's a couple ways we can get out of this. If you prefer to press back to a downward dog and then come out of it, feel free to do that. Or you can just sit up, roll onto that left hip, and then bring that right leg forward. Good, take a second wherever you are to roll out your shoulders, and we're gonna shift right back to our tabletop. Take a second here. We're gonna turn nice and slowly our fingertips towards our knees. If this feels okay for you and your wrists, this isn't for everyone, and it's no problem if this isn't good for you today. You're just gonna have your fingers facing forward like we normally would. Wherever you are, let's start to melt into our cat-cows. If you do have your fingers facing your feet, you're gonna feel that it's slightly different in the body as we move through our cat-cows. You're gonna have a nice release in your wrists, and the front of the neck and the shoulders are gonna feel a little different as well. Still keeping that chest lifted. We're not collapsing the weight of the body onto our wrists. Make sure you're getting movement in your lower back, middle back, and upper back. And moving on those exhales, that's how we get deeper into these shapes. That's how we find release and relief through these movements. Good, let's do a few more here. Tucking tail, pulling shoulder blades apart, and then go ahead and finish up your last one. And then if your fingertips are facing your knees, come through center first, and just gently one arm at a time, you'll turn those wrists around. And just take a moment back in tabletop. From here, we're gonna press and stabilize through that left hand. Right fingertips are gonna lift into our twist, just like we did at the beginning, without shifting the hips back. This time we're gonna take that right hand and we're gonna thread it all the way underneath the left, bringing right ear to the mat. So you're gonna really feel that release in the back. Take a big breath in. Breath is important here. Exhale, press into your left hand, open into your twist, right arm lifts. Drop your shoulder down and back, breathe. Good, keep going like this. One more, we thread. And we twist. Opening that heart center as the shoulder goes back. Finish with your final thread. It's like we're kind of doing a single arm push-up here as well through that left side. And then you're gonna come through center. Right hand underneath that shoulder. Press the mat away, left fingertips lift into our twist. Make sure that gaze follows. How does this side feel compared to that first side? Breathe it in, exhale, thread it through, lower with control, left ear to mat. Hips stay high. Exhale, press it away, open up. Try to overcompensate that inevitable shift back by kind of pressing forward a little bit. Slow it down. Good, one more twist. Feel that energy as you lift up. And then one more thread of that arm. Feel the back stretching here, face relaxes when ear meets the mat. And then you're gonna press through center. So we're back in our tabletop and we're gonna add on to our flow. So from here, step your hands just an inch or two wider than shoulder width. Tuck your toes under, press back, downward dog. Take a moment here. Good. Breathing in through the nose. Exhale, we're gonna shift forward, find a strong plank. So hips are low, glutes are on, belly braced, gaze down. From here, you can either lower the knees or you can keep them lifted. Nice and slow for a count of 3, we're gonna lower the chest. Towards the mat, we have 2. Slow it down. Once the nose meets the mat, we're gonna find a baby back extension. So I like to bring my forearms to the mat, palms down, and just drop the shoulders, lift the gaze. Good, we're gonna come all the way down with the nose. We're gonna tuck our toes under, press up. Knees can stay down, round to a child's pose. That's our flow. We're gonna do that 4 more times. Let's really use the breath. We pass through tabletop on our inhale. Exhale, downward dog, heels drop. Finish that exhale. Take another inhale. Exhale, ripple forward, strong plank. Hips low. We're holding here and breathing for 3, 2, 1. Knees can drop or they can stay lifted. Let's lower the chest for 3. Slow it down for 2 and 1. You may choose to take it all the way up into a full back extension, or you have that first option of keeping your forearms down. Take a moment to relax and open that heart center as you lift the gaze. Nice and slowly, we lower the chest back down. Big inhale to prep. Use those arms, press the mat away. We push up to modified plank. We round to child's pose. Sit those hips right back on those heels. All right, inhale, we pass through that modified plank or that tabletop. Exhale, we arrive in our downward dog, pressing heels to the mat. Let's take a big inhale through the nose and use that exhale to find strong plank. 1 long line, press mat away, tuck hips under, we have 3. Breathe for 2, 1. Knees go down, let's lower for 3, 2, 1. Roll the shoulders back, back extension of your choice. Let it all go. Start to lower the chest. Make those arms work here. We inhale for energy, we exhale, we power up, modified plank. Sink it back, round, child's pose. We have 2 more rounds here. Let's move a little faster while still moving with control. Inhale, pass through center. Exhale, downward dog, heels to the mat. Energizing inhale. Exhale, shift it forward, arrive with the hips low. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Knees down, lower the chest, 3, 2, 1. Press the mat away, lift the heart center, drop the shoulders. Good, melt back into the mat. As you take an inhale, exhale, power up, round it back, child's pose. Beautiful work. Relax the face. Breathe in this energy. We have 1 more round. Inhale forward. Exhale, hips high, belly towards those thighs. Inhale, breathe it through the nose. Exhale, find your plank. Good. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Let's lower those knees, lower the chest, 3, 2, 1. Press the mat away, lift the nose. Melt into this position, let it go. Bring it down as you inhale through the nose. Strong push up, and we find child's pose. Take a moment here. Good, breathe it in, relax into this shape. We're gonna be moving through our lunge series on that opposite side. So we shift forward. Let's find our downward dog. This time we're moving our right leg. Inhale through the nose, right leg lifts on the exhale. Square off the hips, point the toes. Good. We're gonna press the mat away, create space between the body and the mat to step that right foot in between the hands. Left hand presses into the mat as right fingertips lift into our twist. Breathe here. Roll your shoulder back. Press your left heel back. Breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Bring that hand to the outside of the foot. We press right back to that 3-leg dog. Dropping that left heel, feel that nice, beautiful stretch in the back of the legs. Inhale through the nose as we pass through our 3-leg plank. Same thing, we step between the hands. This time our back knee drops and we untuck our toes. Low lunge. From here, right fingertips are in front of that foot. We're gonna lift the arm, gaze is gonna follow. We're gonna reach it all the way up, cartwheel it back, bend, and tap your toes. Everything will open up and we'll come through center. Good. 2 more times. Feel that beautiful rotation in your shoulder. Try to tap your toes, reach, reach, reach. And unravel. We're focusing on our left hip on this last one here. Good, and the next time that hand is back through center, frame the foot, tuck the back toes, lift the knee, 3-leg dog, right toes shoot up, square the hips. All right, we're gonna take it all the way up to our high lunge this time. Focusing on stability and control, we step the foot through. Keep that chest down until you can transfer a little more weight forward. And then we're gonna rise all the way up. Fingertips are pointed up, shoulders stay down. Breathe here. And then when you're ready, we'll bring hands to prayer first, pressing the palms together for balance, and then we're gonna hook that left elbow to the outside of our right leg and stay lifted up off of that thigh. Good. What a nice deep stretch in that left leg. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Press into that right foot so you can stay lifted. We're gonna reach the arms up, pivot that back foot. Look forward first, bend into that right knee, reverse your warrior, reach it back. Take a moment, melt into it, sink a little deeper. Amazing, cartwheel your fingertips forward, pivot the foot, and then we're gonna press the mat away, lift the foot off the mat, find pigeon on your right side. Right knee, right wrist. Make sure everything's square first. On your next exhale, start to lower a little bit deeper into that stretch. Again, I like to stack the palms, rest the forehead. There's lots of modifications for pigeon. You can do a seated one. You could do butterfly. Even a V-sit on the wall is really nice for opening the hips. So find something that feels good and works for you, and then just breathe and relax into it. Few more rounds of breath. Feel the body relax, the heart rate slow. Good. And then we'll start to make our way up. Again, couple options to come out of it. You may choose to go to tabletop, downward dog, or you can just sit on that right hip and swing your leg around. Awesome. We are all done with today's practice. To finish everything off, you can be in a cross-leg position, or you can be in tabletop, and we're just gonna do a couple seated or regular cat-cows. I like having the palms on the knees to kind of suspend the body as it circles in one direction, opening chest, rounding the back, and then you can just pause through center and switch directions. Taking this little cool down to breathe in all the energy we created in the bodies. Hopefully you feel more connected to your cells, more open in the hips and the shoulders. Let's do 2 more in this direction. Remembering with all Our classes, you can always come back to them and watch yourself become stronger. So if there was a pose or shape that wasn't in your range today, that doesn't mean it won't ever be. It just means that we have to keep practicing. It's called a practice for a reason. So thank you so much for joining me. I always appreciate your virtual energy and your support. Please let me know if you ever have any questions. You can leave me a comment. You can subscribe, follow me on Instagram for all the information on live Zoom classes, which are my favorite thing right now. So have an amazing day. I'll see you soon.